Okay, so this is a simple hidden door, like sliding door on a wall. Well, all you're going to need is 2 sticky mechanical pistons. 4 piston extension poles. It can change depending on how long you want the actual extension to be. 2 gear shifts, 1 redstone torch, 3 redstone links, a lever. You're gonna super glue something twice, and that's all you're going to need for this. The way it works is you just press the lever, and the pistons will pull each side of the wall back at the same time. And the reason there's 3 of the redstone links is because you need 1 to control each side of the wall. So I'm going to go over here and start building. So you just do 1 sticky piston, you put 2 of the piston extension poles, and then however many blocks you want the wall to be. And that's 1 side, and you connect that with the super glue. And then since it'll go out 2 more, I count out 1, 2, and then I count out another 1, 2. That way each side has enough room to extend the full length without breaking something. Super glue this side, that mechanical piston, then you put the 2 extension poles. So you're done with the super glue, you're done with the mechanical pistons. And now you put a gear shift on each of the pistons. And then I believe it is on this one of the sides. So facing this direction, it'll be from the right. You put a lever, and that'll light this one up. And then you put the redstone link right here, and this will activate and deactivate the redstone torch and change the direction of the gear shift. And then over this one, you just put the redstone link directly on it with your block. And then you should be able to just attach the engines, and they'll close together like this. You take your block, put the other redstone link that controls it. Don't turn this one into receiver. You put your lever down, and now it'll open each door. And because I use the same block, it'll open both of these at the same time. But this is actually extremely compact, and you could just hide it very easily like this. And you could just extend the way you do it depending on how it's set up. And then it just seems like a little bit of an indent in a wall, so if you place it in certain spaces, it'll look nicer. And I'm just going to put this in at the end of that little section because this is the original version of the hidden wall door before I realized that the pistons can push the super glue blocks. So it relies on the same redstone on and off system with torches and stuff. So it's a bit slower, and because they're not all attached, when you flip the lever and they move, they look more jagged. So if you prefer that style, what you have to do is do this type of row right here with alternating redstone activities. And you're going to need a lot of the redstone receivers to have them alternate, and the other side is basically inverted redstone, so where there was a block on the other side, there's a torch on this side. This is another pretty simple hidden door. This one kind of took inspiration from the puzzle doors in Skyrim that rotate when pressing certain levers. This is just a very rudimentary demonstration, but I'm sure people who are much more decorative than I can figure out some better layouts for it. But essentially what it does is when you pull the lever, it'll start rotating, and then you stop it, and the door itself will stop moving, and it'll open an area. technically you don't need an indent where this is. You can just put it straight into the wall, flush with the wall, but this is, I enjoy doing it this way. And then to reset it, you just have to let it cycle through the spin again, and then stop the redstone signal. What you need for this is just 2 redstone links, your lever, a mechanical bearing, a clutch, a gearbox, super glue for the blocks, and your power source. So what you do is you put down your mechanical bearing, your clutch, your gearbox, and then your power source will be connected to the gearbox. You put your redstone link directly next to the clutch, set it to receiver, put your filter into the receiver, use your other redstone link, put your lever down, and that is the gist of it. And then all you need to do now is set up the block shape that you want to rotate. And it can just kind of be any block shape. You super glue them together. And now it should just rotate. Oh, I forgot the engine, my bad. Yeah, there, now it rotates. You can use this for other designs as well. It's just a pretty simple rotation thing, but I like using this sort of design, very compact, for a hidden door, or you could use redstone signals to make it like a puzzle door, where you have to... It's like the hidden doors that use the rotation of items and item frames. You could probably do that with this, although it'll probably be far more complicated, but this is just the very basic machine for it. Okay, this is like a basic rotating door, like in malls and other buildings, I guess. The cool thing about this is when you put the glass down, they will have a hitbox and they will move you, and you don't actually necessarily need this right here. You could get rid of it and just have it go endlessly, and this one's actually extremely easy as well. You just need 1 mechanical bearing, a clutch, and 2 redstone links, and a lever. And then a super glue for each side. I did 4, but you could just do 2, stuff like that. But this one's extremely easy. You just put down the power source. You have your power source connected. Then you put your clutch. And at the very top you have your mechanical bearing. And then I put blocks in the middle. You don't have to put blocks. You can actually just put glass panes in the middle and it'll work just fine. But I find that using the regular blocks in the middle just looks a little bit better to me, because there's slime on the top of it, and the blocks make it so that's not visible. I'm just going to connect all these together. And you could just... There we go. Then there's this. And then I think... Okay, yeah, so that just stops it. So if you want something to stop it, you just put a redstone link with the blocks that you want as the filter. And then standard like redstone power with the same block filter. And that'll hopefully stop it from moving. Oh, I forgot to set it to receive. And that will stop it from moving, and it'll settle most likely always in this, so the blocks can settle into actual block locations. And then you activate it, and continues moving. It will push you around, and if there's nothing blocking the outside, it will actually just push you out of the area of the glass panes. This is pretty simple, can be used in like city builds, things like that. And I found it to be pretty entertaining, I guess. I just enjoy how useful it can be for aesthetic purposes, while also just being extremely cheap to build. Yeah, the last door here is something that I've actually used quite a few times, and the only one that I've built probably in survival. I've used at least one of these in creative, but this one I've used in survival, and this one I've used in some map building as well. This is just a simple castle gate design, and it's actually extremely malleable in terms of resources needed and everything. So all you need is your slime balls, chassis, linear chassis, and oak fence. You're gonna need a linear chassis for however many rows you want, however like whatever length you want for the gate, and you're going to need a slime ball for each of the chassis, and only on the bottom right here. And then you're going to need fence gates or iron bars or solid block. I think just about anything works. Probably not doors and trapdoors, but for the most part I think regular blocks, fences, even modded ones should work. And you're just going to need a fence for every single space, like the surface area of that you want to fill with the gate. Then you're just gonna need one gear shift, one rope pulley, a lever, and 2 redstone links. Originally I did use buttons, and I think in the older version of Minecraft where I use buttons, you just press the button and it'll go up, and you can press another button and it'll allow it to go down. I haven't been able to sort that out. Maybe I just made this one too tall, but then you just have to flick the lever on this one for it to go up and down, and all of these do work with the remote control, I'm pretty sure, as long as you have the right filter for it. And let's just start building this one then. Just set up the area with the stone bricks, get the chassis, have them face down like that. There we go. 3, and then just fill in the fences here. I should be able to just right click these anyways. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just gonna raise this up by like 2, is that good? 2 should be good, that's enough for someone to walk through. So then, I'm going to put the, no, other way. Maybe it's this way. Okay, put the engine. Well, once you have your power source set up correctly, then you can just do the gear shift and the rope pulley. Rope pulley will go down, it'll connect. And then you want to get your wrench, and you have to switch these to however many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to switch these to however many blocks of fences there are, otherwise it will move the ground and dirt and any blocks underneath it as well with it. But now that that's set up, you can just do the redstone links. Set it to receiving, then you put the filter in. Put this one right here. Lever, click it, and it should go up and should be fine. There is a trick to do all of the adjustments at once with a wrench, but it never seems to work for me, so I have to do these manually. But I think the default keybind is the control button, the left control button, and then you adjust one of them and it should adjust the others. I'm not sure if that still works. It hasn't worked for me for a while. And then if there's any issues with blocks getting stuck at the bottom, you might have to just make sure you have the right alignment set up, and it should work for the most part. These are like the only doors I really have off the top of my head that I can recreate consistently. But if you have any other ideas for different types of doors, let me know, and I'll see if maybe I can figure a door like that out and make a tutorial for it. But yeah, these are doors. Hope it helped.